Welcome everyone to Tallahassee, Florida. This is college football on ESPN presented by PlayStation. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. It's the 20th meeting all time between Louisville and Florida State. And the last couple of times these two teams met, they've been decided by a total of just 7 points. They play competitive football between these two schools. And in many ways, Olivia, it's been a barometer for both programs.
Well, Louisville head coach Scott Satterfield said that a win today would mean Louisville is back, and he's not totally wrong either. For whatever reason, this game has always pushed both teams in some kind of direction. Let me tell you some notable meetings. 2002, the Conference USA Cardinals beat the Seminoles in overtime. It was their first ever win over a top 5 team. They would go on to a 41-9 record over the next 4 seasons. Fast forward, 2014, now conference rivals in the ACC, both ranked. Reigning national champs FSU win. That was in the middle of their 29-game win streak. They were rolling. 2016, enter Lamar Jackson. Louisville ranked number 10. College game day is there. They stomp FSU 63-20, the most points ever scored on the Seminoles. Last meeting, 2018, Louisville throws a pick in the final 2 minutes. They lose the game. The Cardinals would lose their next 7. Bobby Petrino is fired. Well, today, Louisville looks to stop an 8-game ACC losing streak. Florida State and Willie Taggart desperate for a win for what he calls a fragile team. Hey, they're both under construction, but who will fortify their season today? We'll find out coming up.
Here in Tallahassee, Florida, Doak Campbell Stadium is the largest continuous brick structure in the entire country. Bricks and mortar. In the recent past, the bricks of success were fortified with the mortar of consistency for the Noles. Bricks and mortar. For Louisville, decayed bricks from its previous relationship have given way to new bricks, with brotherhood as its mortar. Bricks and mortar, the building blocks of a sound structure. Structure stacking up now. Part of the structure, part of the fabric here at Florida State, Chief Osceola, a born renegade. And one of the time-honored traditions here in Tallahassee, but these are different times in Tallahassee. The absence of people in the stands, a part of the State of the Union and the prevailing storyline here at Florida State. Part of the backdrop for this game today against the Louisville Cardinals. Now, Louisville won the toss, deferring to the second half. The Seminoles will have the football first. Florida State comes into this football game 1-2. The Cardinals at 2-1. And we are underway. Out of bounds, first down and 10 now for the Seminoles as we start this game. Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak. Olivia Decker down to the field. We'll join her in a few moments. Dusty, 3 national titles, 3 Heisman Trophy winners. Osceola, renegade, but these are different times at Florida State. They need a step in the right direction here today.
It feels like desperation versus validation today. This is a Florida State program, a proud Florida State program, as you just talked about, that is desperate for a win, an ACC win. They're looking for momentum, something to build some confidence, and you've got a Louisville team looking for validation. They're buying into what Scott Satterfield's selling, the new head football coach. They're headed in the right direction. A win here today would only validate everything that coach has been talking about with this program.
It would be huge. Both these coaches pressing some buttons with respect to their starting quarterbacks. Blackman getting the start, hands it off to Cam Akers for Florida State. They're out of the gate quickly. A first down for Akers all the way into Louisville territory. At the 49-yard line, a pickup of 17.
Most talented player on this offense. Excellent block by the tight end, Trey McKitty, sealing the edge. And when Cam Akers can get those shoulders square and get downhill, one of the more dangerous runners in all of the ACC.
Came into the ball game averaging over 5.5 yards per carry. This time picks up about 3 yards on the play. Now, Dusty, I alluded to it a moment ago. Both these coaches pressing buttons with respect to their starting quarterbacks today. Blackman getting the start for Florida State.
We'll see James Blackman. We're also going to see the grad transfer from Wisconsin, Alex Hornibrook, today. Talking with the coaching staff, James Blackman, he doesn't do quite enough dealing with pressure creating on his own, so Hornibrook's going to get his opportunity. And we've got Jawan Pass out for Louisville today, so we're going to have the backup who started a week ago. Malik Cunningham is the starter for Louisville.
Helton, meanwhile, picked up 6 yards on the reception. It'll be third down and short. Akers between the tackles for the first down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Going to have to keep an eye on that offensive line for Florida State. They've struggled so far this year. Feeding and giving the ball to Cam Akers, former Mississippi Football High School Player of the Year. The pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. Trey McKitty still on his feet. McKitty down to the 14. A 17-yard gain, and the offense is rolling right now.
Busting coverage, completely left wide open in the middle of the field, and Trey McKitty, he's a tight end, but with a wide receiver type skill set.
Seminoles going fast. Akers hand walking for the first down. Tripped up just inside the 3. Boy, he is getting fed.
I had a chance to talk with him yesterday after walkthrough, and he knew that he was going to be featured prominently in today's football game.
Here he is again. Dusty tried to get airborne and got stuck on takeoff. Met there by Kennard. It'll be second down and goal. Cam Akers had a subpar season last year. Talked openly about running for over 1,000 yards this season. If he does that, Florida State's going to be in business.
He's got speed, extremely powerful legs, excellent skill set at the running back spot.
Second and goal. Akers again. Touchdown, Florida State. And a flag down on the play.
Offside. Number 10, defense. The penalties decline. Result of the play is a touchdown.
So the Seminoles take a 6-0 lead. And a good sign for Willie Taggart in his offense. For Akers, that's his 4th rushing touchdown this season and the 17th of his career. Ricky Aguayo with the extra point attempt. And the Seminoles lead it 7-0. Score. He's locked in on the mission at hand here today. His team badly needing a win. Well, the Civil Rights Heritage Walk features 16 terrazzo panels telling the story of the city's 1956 bus boycott and lunch counter sit-ins of the civil rights movement back in the 1960s. So much history here in the Tallahassee area, the state capital of the Sunshine State. And a lot of sunshine piercing down on Cam Akers right now and his offense as they score a touchdown on their second drive. Dusty, they bounce back nicely after getting stuck on 4th down the last time.
Had a nice mix of run and pass and that tempo just where Ken O'Brien wants it going.
Burns on the kick return for the Cardinals. Stays on his feet. Got an alley on the other side of the field. There's a flag down back at the 37. Burns still on his feet. He could house it. Touchdown, Cardinals.
I think it's going to come back, Jonesy. I think they're going to get a block in the back right around the 35.
Yeah, it was a definitive call. Here it is.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 5, return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Maurice Berkeley in the backfield on first down and 10 for Louisville. That touchdown on the kickoff return negated by the block in the back. Cunningham sets to fire. Throws a good ball to Des Fitzpatrick, who lunges across the 30. Malik Cunningham getting the start today in place of Jawan Pass, who is still out with a lower extremity injury. That's Maurice Berkeley, and he's going to be stopped up for a short gain on the play. Third down coming up for Louisville. We see them run the ball here. They run the ball 70% of the time. And they're the leading rushing team in the ACC.
That's who they are at their core. That's what Scott Satterfield wants, a team that can stop the run and can line up and run the football. It's a very interesting offensive scheme, the way they use the stretch. They use some jet sweeps. They've really kind of put this thing together over the last couple of years. Had a lot of success to this point, but they're facing a talented defensive line, the Seminoles.
They like running to the left behind Beckton. This time out of the backfield, complete. And a first down catch and run on the play by Thomas Jackson with his third reception of the season. Good to move the chains. He picks up 10. Scott Satterfield is the head coach in his first season on the sidelines at Louisville. Former head coach at Appalachian State, where he built something special, now trying to duplicate that at Louisville. From the 43. Cunningham with plenty of time. Thought about launching it deep. Now trying to make some lemonade and is sacked at the 35.
Hey, that was great coverage down the field by Florida State secondary. That's a coverage sack for Marvin Wilson.
The 10th sack of the season. Cardinals run it to the left side. That's Hassan Hall running behind big number 73, Mekhi Beckton. Beckton is 6'7", 370 pounds, leading the way up front for that offensive line. That uniform's full, Dusty.
Potential pro. He's got the skill set, really having a nice start to this year. This is a situation that this offense doesn't want to be in. Again, they want to run the football, stay in front of the chains. Clearly a third and long situation, maybe a screen, something easy for Cunningham.
Cunningham trying to scramble. Somehow got away. Oh, he put it on spin cycle and got the first down. Malik with a little freak leak out there. Great move on Taylor. 16 yards for the first down.
Eerily reminiscent of a week ago in Virginia and Bryce Perkins and what he was able to do. The pass rush gets home, they've got him bottled up, and he just finds a crease. This is all want to an effort, and he's still 2 yards short whenever he gets contacted there, but he fights for the first down. Outstanding individual effort by Malik Cunningham to get the first down.
Hawkins back in the ball game at tailback. He takes the handoff and picks up about 3 on the play, and Olivia has more on the quarterback, Cunningham.
Well, today we weren't sure which quarterback we would see, the true freshman Evan Conley or Malik Cunningham. Before the game, Scott Satterfield told me if Cunningham plays well, we're sticking with him. What he likes is how he's so athletic, such a good runner. So if he keeps plays like that up, he's in the whole game.
Yeah, he was 9 of 14 last week, Olivia. Making plays with his feet, this time handing it off, and nowhere to go for Javian Hawkins. Hawkins picks up 2 on the play. Good pressure up front by Brown. It'll be third down coming up.
And I think the real point to be made is this front for Florida State. You know, when you talk about Marvin Wilson, Corey Durden, Janaris Robinson, these are highly athletic and quality pass rushers that have done a great job getting continual pressure. So clearly Malik Cunningham is a guy who can make you miss, get on the move, and if that pocket collapses, as we've seen, make a play.
On 3rd and 6, Cunningham keeps it. This time going to be stopped up about 3 yards short of the first down. Sure tackling that time by the Seminole defense. And speaking of which, they are in a zero tolerance atmosphere right now in terms of the defense, because their tackling hasn't been all that great the first few games. And, well, head coach has said that we're going to start penalizing guys.
Yeah, they struggled in space, and wrapping up has been at the forefront. Big call here by Scott Satterfield.
Fourth down, they're going to go for it. Cunningham, quarterback draw, nothing happening. And the Seminoles make a big defensive statement. Corey Durden with the tackle. Seminoles with the lead. Louisville still looking for their sea legs and still trying to find their wings and take flight. Back here in Tallahassee, and we have a quarterbacking change. Alex Hornibrook, the grad transfer from the University of Wisconsin, in on first down, and he hands it off here to Leyburn. Finds a crease and picks up a nice first down, finally tackled by Russ Yeast, and quickly they're back up at the line of scrimmage.
Like the vision of Leyburn wasn't there initially. He finds the hole, and you see the explosiveness for the nice pickup.
17-yard gain. Hornibrook delivers, complete, wide open. They turn Helton loose. Still on the loose. Touchdown, Florida State. Keyshawn Helton. Aguayo with the extra point. And for Helton, it's his third touchdown catch of the season. The fourth of his career. The nephew of Derek Brooks, NFL Hall of Famer, on the other end of that Hornibrook brass. Helton giving the Seminoles just what they need right now. Back after this.
That's an easy pitch and catch there, Jonesy. And what a way for Alex Hornibrook to start his Seminole career.
Would have been easy to question the timing, perhaps, of that quarterbacking move, but certainly worked out. Burns trying to take it out, not sure why. A puzzling, perplexing move. Well, Coach Satterfield told us that the first thing he had to do was love on his players when he first took the job. Sometimes that love, Dusty, has to be tough love like this, right?
But Javian Hawkins, I think he was just confused, didn't quite know where he was, and you can see Scott Satterfield not happy with his running back.
Cunningham completes the pass out to the 8-yard line. Des Fitzpatrick making his first reception of the ball game. Fitzpatrick with his 5th reception of the season right there.
We talked off the top about the foundation that's been laid here by Scott Satterfield. It's been good so far. We're about to find out about that foundation. On the road, down 14, backed up. It's a very important drive for this Louisville offense.
They've had games against Notre Dame and then an FCS team, a Power 5, pardon me, a Group of 5 team, and now an FBS team back to Florida State on the road. Nowhere to go for Javian Hawkins. Stuffed right near the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's a great sign. This is Leonard Warner. Watch him from the linebacker spot. He's going to come in your screen. Go ahead and roll it, guys. He's going to come in your screen downhill. He was playing outside linebacker for the first 3 games, and they moved him back inside in a sure tackle by the linebacker, Warner.
3rd and 2. Luke Cunningham eyes all day. Incomplete for Tutu. And it's knocked away. Atwell couldn't get his hands on it. And it's 3 and punt. Lars Woodby breaking that pass up. So the Seminoles going to get good field position after this punt from Louisville.
That was one of the adjustments this week by Harlan Barnett, the defensive coordinator. He moved Jaden Lars Woodby from inside to outside. He moved Leonard Warner from outside back to inside to their original positions from a season ago. Back-to-back plays paid dividends for the Seminoles defense.
Let me ask you, how tough a transition or switch is that for those guys?
Well, you could tell they didn't feel looked very confident, looked very natural the first few games, and clearly here early, back to the original spots, playing much faster.
14-0 Seminoles with good field position when we come back. 1st and 10 for the Seminoles from the Louisville 39-yard line. James Blackman back in at quarterback, taking back over from Alex Hornibrook, who in 2 plays put it in the end zone for the Seminoles. Offensively, you couldn't have written a better script to start this game. Blackman fires, complete on the receiver screen, and down to the 27-yard line. That's DJ Matthews.
Sometimes it just goes your way. A tip pass, but it goes right into the hands of the intended target. Sometimes it's okay to be lucky, Jonesy. DJ Matthews will take it. Yeah.
11-yard gain on the play. Akers with a cutback, put his foot in the ground, but nowhere to go. Picked up a yard on the play. Under a minute to go. Peterson and Caban making the tackle up front for Louisville. Blackman heaves it downfield into the end zone. Incomplete, and a flag thrown. It was intended for Tamarian Terry, who was working against Anthony Johnson.
Anthony Johnson, he looked like he had good coverage down the field, but I think he might have got that right hand.
Number 27 defense. 15-yard penalty and an automatic. First down.
Tamarian Terry, a big target at 6'4", 200. Watch the right hand.
Oh, yeah.
Right there as he hooks him. It's a nice call by the official. That's a big target. James Blackman, nice job stepping up in the pocket, taking a shot on the deep post. And they caught Anthony Johnson. Kind of have to do that sometimes on that big target. He had inside position.
Terry's their leading receiver. On the play action, Blackman fires a dart complete. Still on his feet. Wilson inside the 5, first and goal with 11 seconds to go. They gained 18 on the play.
Some toughness by James Blackman. He took a shot as he delivered that pass to Wilson.
He has been on point so far in this football game. Hands it off to Akers. Touchdown Seminoles. Got to feed number 3. And they're rolling some hot dice right now. Second touchdown today.
Get a block here on the edge by 56, Ryan Roberts. And the excellent cutback off the block by Cam Akers. This tempo is a real problem for Louisville's defense right now. They can't get set up, and this offense really rolling just the way Kendall Browse, the offensive coordinator, had envisioned.
Aguayo in for the extra point. The defense for the Seminoles getting a nice break with the time of possession in favor of their offense. Timeout on the field, and on this day back in 1814, folks, the Star-Spangled Banner was first published as a song as we ponder that flag. You digest the numbers on that graphic and keep in mind that Florida State led Boise State late in the game in their season opener, and then in the 2 subsequent games also lost late leads. So the fourth quarter in particular has been a little bit of a bugaboo for this Florida State team.
Well, this team's gotten off to fast starts all season. It's the second half, and as you mentioned, primarily the fourth quarter, it's been problematic. See, what a first quarter for Willie Taggart's punch, just when they needed it.
Malik Cunningham hands it off to Hassan Hall. Hall out to the 30-yard line, picks up 5 on the play. Hassan Hall actually led the Cardinals in rushing a year ago, but now is the backup to Javian Hawkins. Hey, what does this type of start do in terms of, if any, turning the beat around, getting positive vibes for the Seminoles?
Gives them confidence, gives them positive vibes, but they need to do it for 4 quarters, right? I mean, we've seen this before from this football team. I think that's the biggest key. What Willie Taggart talked to us yesterday. It's not about getting off to a fast start. It's about playing 4 complete quarters. And I'm intrigued to see what we see from this Louisville team. How do they respond? You know, they played against Notre Dame, and that was a close game all the way until the fourth quarter. They had their way in their next 2 football games, so this is the first time that they've really faced some adversity throughout this season under the new coach, Scott Satterfield. How do they respond? And a team, let's face it, Jonesy, that's not set up to throw the football down the field and come back from a big deficit.
Juwan Pass, their starting quarterback, still out with a lower extremity injury. Cunningham sets up the screen. Complete to Fitzpatrick, one of their big playmakers, and he picks up the first down. Back here, a 9-yard gain on the play. Still been a quiet afternoon for Tutu Atwell, who's their leading receiver coming into the ball game. He's in motion right now. They fake the option pitch to him. Cunningham keeps it and will lose about half a yard. Robert Cooper making the tackle on the play.
And Tutu Atwell is their big play home run hitter. He's got 3 plays of 40-plus yards, 2 plays of 50-plus yards, coming off a career day a week ago against Western Kentucky where he had 3 touchdowns. Have to get him touches, have to get him involved. We saw last possession a drop on 3rd down, but they got to continue to go to their playmaker, Tutu Atwell.
Former high school quarterback, played at Northwestern High School, state champions down in Miami. Cunningham over the middle, complete and dropped again. Atwell took a hit. It was jarred loose. Levante Taylor knocked it out of there. Let's go down to Olivia.
Guys, Florida State free safety Ham Nasruddin is not playing. He hasn't played and was a game time decision. He didn't participate in practice yesterday, and he keeps asking to go in, guys. It's a knee injury. Get this. He split his knee on the nail on a tarp last week. Coaches told us he's a freak, crazy athletic, will play on Sundays. Well, he's trying to play today, too, but he's going to pump up his teammates in the meantime.
Split his knee on a nail, Dusty.
I can promise you Willie Taggart and the coaching staff not happy about that. Huge third down for this Louisville offense. Can they protect?
Got to get down to the 42. Cunningham on the pitch. And nowhere to go that time for Javian Hawkins. To gain about 3. Dontavius Jackson, the first one to get there to slow him down. And fourth down coming up for the Louisville Cardinals and Coach Satterfield. They have been shut out so far.
Just watch the athleticism and the speed to the football. Going to go speed option to the boundary. Just running to the ball, setting the edge. Jaden Lars Woodby swarming to the football. That speed, that athleticism on display. And Scott Satterfield frustrated over on the Louisville sideline.
He told us during our meeting with him that they're much more talented, quote unquote, than we are. He said they got a lot of guys that are going to play in the NFL.
What do you say? When they want to play,
when they want to play,
they can play.
They fake it on the fake punt, the first down. A little trickery as Tiberius Peterson takes the snap and catches the Seminoles napping. Somebody hit the snooze bar.
Maybe that's exactly what'll liven up this Louisville football team. Scott Satterfield, he pulling out all the tricks today. Direct snap to the up back. G.G. Robinson's going to be the lead blocker. Wow, what a call at a timely moment. And if you're Florida State on the other side, don't you have to be ready for that? Down 21 around midfield. Wow.
That gives them another opportunity, Louisville. 9-yard gain. A little over 3 minutes to go. Cunningham got run into by his own player. Nice run by Des Fitzpatrick, who made the catch. Got about 7 on the play. Looked like they almost had a malfunction at the junction here, Dusty.
Miscommunication in the backfield. Running back Hawkins runs right into Cunningham, but he's still able to get the ball off clean. And that's a great question. Will we see the true freshman Evan Conley do a big touchdown pass in the second attempt a week ago?
Hawkins takes the handoff. Stopped up by Robert Cooper. Talked about Hawkins a moment ago. He was expecting some 75 to 100 friends and family members. Number 10, Javian Hawkins, the starting running back from nearby Titusville, to come and watch him play today. He was really excited about the opportunity. Former 3-star running back. Actually beat out Hassan Hall for the starting job this year. Only had 3 carries last year. Cunningham downfield and incomplete. Intended for Justin Marshall. Well defended by Stanford Samuels.
Took a shot on first down. Stanford Samuels was ready for the call, running stride for stride with a big target. Excellent job defensively. Even like the pass there by Malik Cunningham, putting it up high where only his receiver could go up and make a play.
11th play of the drive for the Cardinals. They fake the jet sweep. Cunningham, it's caught down at the 13-yard line by Jordan Davis. Davis had missed some time a little bit earlier this year, but now back and healthy. And he's a factor from the tight end spot.
It's a little misdirection, going to go boot towards us, and they're going to run the tight end out the backside. This safety, 14, read it the whole way, Kyle Myers, but he waited too long to break, and they're able to complete the pass. Big play for Louisville.
Cunningham has time to throw, now rolls out and wisely throws it away. Dusty, want to ask you real quick, what does a touchdown or even just a field goal do for Louisville going into the half with 1:49 to go?
Gives them life, gives them confidence, right? Now their coach has shown them, hey, I'm going to roll the dice for you. Can you make it pay off? There's a big difference between going in down 14, scoring a touchdown potentially, as opposed to going down. Even if you get a field goal here, I still don't think it's quite as uplifting as what getting into the end zone would be.
Cunningham on the receiver screen. almost intercepted. Great athleticism displayed by Corey Durden, who tipped it, Dusty, and almost got the pick.
Big 6'5", 305-pound defensive end Corey Durden. I like how he sees it. Watch him shut it down. Get his hands up. Nice little vert by the big man.
Man.
16, making him look slim and athletic out there. Nice play by Corey Durden.
3rd and 10 from the 13.
Tutu Atwell in the slot.
Cunningham looking to pass into the end zone. Incomplete. Broken up and a flag thrown. Asante Samuel defending Seth Dawkins. And he might have had a hold of that jersey.
Asante Samuel Jr., a highly competitive guy. He's not going to be
Prior
happy.
to the pass, holding, number 26, defense. Half the distance to the goal and an automatic. First down.
Trying to go to Seth Dawkins on the post. Yeah, he got inside. That's a good call by the official. Clearly, Asante Samuel Jr. grabs the jersey to stay in the hip pocket. He's upset, but
he got caught.
He just got caught. That's all that is. That's all that is. Hand in the cookie jar, right?
St. Thomas Aquinas High School down in Fort Lauderdale. His defensive coordinator in high school was Jason Taylor, the Hall of Famer, formerly of the Dolphins. 1st and goal for the Cards. Hassan Hall in at tailback. Atwell on the sweep, nowhere to go. Swarmed back at the 10-yard line. Akeem Dent. This Seminole defense runs very well. Cunningham into the boundary, nowhere to go. And 2nd and goal, Robinson making the tackle on the play along with Marvin Wilson. Wilson, one of those captains.
Janaris Robinson, he is having himself a ball game. Watch him. He's going to come off your screen from the outside. You'll see Marvin Wilson, but then Janaris Robinson sets the edge and makes a big play. Just a reminder, Joshua Kando, they lost him for the season last week. Janaris Robinson and him were rotating together, so now there's no depth. Janaris having a big first half for this defense.
16th play of the drive, longest one of the season for the Cards, into the end zone. Caught. Waiting for a signal. Touchdown. Tutu with redemption on the catch.
Like Tutu with a little toe tap into the end zone.
And a little chatter. Guys bumping their gums down in the end zone a little bit.
Let's take a look at the feet.
The ruling on the previous play of a touchdown is under further review.
2-2 with the toe tap. Let's see if he gets it in. Ball delivered perfectly. That's not just one, but two in.
Yeah, he got both in.
That's good, not just on Saturday, but we'll give it to him on Sunday as well. How about the way to cap off that drive? 16 plays, 66 yards.
And here's one more look at it.
Perfectly delivered pass. Great recognition. We've been waiting all half. Are they going to get Tutu Atwell involved, their biggest playmaker? And it comes at a crucial juncture at the end of this first half.
Atwell with another touchdown catch at 3 last week. Former player for the Warriors of Liberty City down in Miami, played for Doak Campbell.
Man, they could not have asked for a better drive and cap it off with a huge touchdown. How about the call by Scott Satterfield? Calling the fake punt and it paying off.
Courageous. Fair catch called at the 7-yard line. With that 21-0 lead, Alex Warnebrook in the ball game at quarterback, replacing James Blackman for the 2nd time here in the first half. With 44 seconds to go, he was in for 2 plays earlier and put the ball in the end zone.
I keep my eyes on Trayshawn Harrison working out of the slot.
It's number 88. They run the middle screen to Akers. And Akers falls forward to the 39, picks up the first down. Florida State with its full complement of timeouts remaining. Good block from Brady Scott.
Get up and go fast.
14-yard pickup. Hornibrook slings it complete. Down to the 39-yard line to Trayshawn Harrison.
And that's why they have him in the game. Nothing was there initially. You see how he broke the pocket, allowed his receiver time to continue the route, creates on his own, and he finds the target on the move. Well done by the veteran Alex Hornibrook.
going to take off this time, lunging for the first down at the 29-yard line. And Harrison has been someone that he's looked at a couple of times already, something that you mentioned, Dusty, as they call one of their 3 remaining timeouts.
Blackman the starter today, but Alex Hornibrook closing out this first half. We'll see if he can put points on the board before the break.
Hornibrook is 3 for 3 passing for 80 yards.
Pressure.
Buys a little bit of time, and wisely throws it away with 10 seconds to go. What do you think? One more play? You get one more off here?
Absolutely, yes. No question. You got 2 timeouts in your pocket, right? I mean, 10 seconds left on the clock. Absolutely. Give Aguayo a little bit more space. You obviously got one of the better kickers in all of college football, but I think any yardage you can get him, the better. And with the timeouts in the pocket, who knows? Maybe you get a couple of plays off depending on how quickly you can get down.
Hornibrook incomplete. That stops the clock with 5 seconds to go. Wasn't quite sure what they were doing on that one. Both looked a little bit indecisive.
Pressure came. Hornibrook stepped up. He thought he was just going to be able to dump it down to Cam Akers, but Cam Akers, as you mentioned, looking at his quarterback, looked a little confused and unable to bring it in. But nice job in a couple of plays putting Ricky Aguayo in position for the field goal attempt.
This field goal attempt going to come from 47. Aguayo is going to pull this one to the left. He's gone 0 for 2 today from 51 and now 47. So Louisville going to take a little bit of momentum into the locker room. And, you know, sometimes you got to know when to sidestep something. 21-7 at the break. Olivia Shirley knows when to sidestep something. Look at her. Back to the studio. You're watching the ACC on ESPN from Tallahassee, Florida. And down to the field, a look at the NCAA Women's National Soccer Championship teams from here at Florida State. They're used to championships around here. They've had 3 national football championships, but it's been a long time, Dusty Dvorak, between drinks of water here at Florida State. Olivia Decker down to the field joining us in just a moment. Florida State 1-2 on the season. The big question, Dusty, here for the last 2 quarters. Florida State has led each of their 3 games at the half. What does the second half bring for them now?
Well, it's interesting to be what the mindset is coming out of half. Is it here we go again? 21-0 lead. They still have the lead, obviously, but as we saw, it was Louisville with all the momentum going into half. One thing they've got to do, continue to feed the beast. Run the football, get first downs. Cam Akers has to continue to be a key. And on the other side of the football, Louisville, can they run it? Okay, this is a team coming in, led the ACC at 260 yards a game. They had 47 on 22 carries. Scott Satterfield's offense going to have to establish a run game if they're going to fully get back in this one.
Luke Cunningham has gone the distance at quarterback. And let's go down to Olivia for a lot more.
Scott Satterfield, the Louisville head coach, is really happy with what that fake punt set up, scoring their first drive on their longest drive of the season. He told me he's going to stay with Malik Cunningham at quarterback to start this half. They get the ball right now, but he's not afraid to play true freshman quarterback Evan Conley to switch up the look like we see Florida State doing. His halftime message, guys, was let's see what we're made of. Down 14 in our first ACC road test. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for Louisville. Against a conference opponent, there's a look at the freshman quarterback, Evan Conley, who came in last week late in the 4th quarter and threw a touchdown pass on his 2nd attempt to Tutu Atwell.
Great opportunity for Louisville, but isn't a gut check for Florida State? Can they put it together for 4 full quarters? Have yet to do so this season.
Maybe a little opportunity here for Cunningham and Louisville. Atwell makes the catch over the middle for the first down, picks up 14 yards. Fagan made the tackle on the play. A high hit on Atwell, who had a touchdown reception already.
On time and on target. We saw Atwell over the middle, drop 2 passes earlier. Excellent job going up, snatching that out of the air with his hands.
This is Hassan Hall, who led the team in rushing a season ago, picks up 4 on the play. Well, our Week 3 Monday Night Football matchup goes back to 1932. That's right, 1932. The Bears are at FedEx Field taking on the Redskins, looking for the first W of the season. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, Deportes, as well as the app. Hassan Hall gashing that Florida State Seminole front. Hey, feels like they got a little rhythm here.
I'm telling you, man, they've run the football 4 times now in the second half. These holes are getting bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden Hassan Hall is hitting it downhill.
That run by Hassan Hall, tackled by Robinson. 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 for the Cardinals with an opportunity here. Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak, chopping it up with Olivia Decker. Off the play fake. Cunningham into the end zone for 2-2. Knocked away, incomplete, and a flag called. Keon Wakefield was the intended receiver, and Becker closed on that ball in a hurry.
Pass interference, number 15. Defense, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic. First down.
So they'll move the ball, and it'll be a first down on that penalty.
This is an excellent job by Malik Cunningham evading the rush. Levante Taylor comes on a blitz. He's got to stay high, keep him contained. Quarterback gets outside, creates, makes a play, and allows his receiver the opportunity to be interfered with. And that's a good call. Clearly the right arm rakes across his body before the pass gets there. That all set up by Malik Cunningham evading the rush. Levante Taylor was a free hitter, and he took a bad angle.
Hawkins to the backfield, takes the handoff. They run it to the right side of that offensive line. The ball comes loose, but he was down. 2nd and 4 for the Cardinals. Hawkins about a yard short. It'll be 3rd and about 1. Hawkins came out of the gate impressively to start the season at 19 rushes and 122 yards in their season opener against Notre Dame. He's a great competitor, very personable, great teammate, a very purposeful runner.
He's small. He's 5'9", 182, but you say purposeful. He is tough and competitive. 240 yards he's acquired after contact this season.
And Olivia, they stop up Cunningham on the predetermined quarterback run. Durden making the stop. Picked up 2 on the play with 8.5 minutes to go in the 3rd. What do you do here?
I think he thought long and hard about it, but Scott Satterfield, he's going to elect to try to take the field goal. I think this is the right decision. A lot of football left to be played. Had a lot of success on this drive. You'd hate to walk away with no points.
Blanton Creaky in for the field goal attempt from 30 yards out. 2 of 3 on the season. And Creaky drills it. Makes it an 11-point game when we come back to Tallahassee. Mark Jackson off to a great start. His quarterback rating through the roof. From the 5-yard line, a fair catch called by Helton. We saw Hollywood a year ago. He was impressive too. Gabe Neighbors with the catch near the first down marker at about the 35-yard line. Neighbors with his first reception of the ball game. They're going to move the chains. Just under 8 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Florida State at 1-2 overall, coming off a loss last week. Cornerbrook in at quarterback, under heat, and finds his man at the 47-yard line. The pass complete to Keyshawn Helton, picking up 11 yards.
You got to love the way he created, bought himself time, kept rolling, and waiting for his target to come open. Heck of a job by Alex Hornibrook to convert.
Hornibrook finds his man out of the backfield again. That's Neighbors again with his 2nd consecutive catch. Hornibrook threw for 47 touchdowns when he was at Wisconsin. He put up some pretty good numbers there, winning a lot of ball games. Got 17 yards on that play. hand it off to Cam Akers. Dusty, I want to go back to something we were talking about earlier. Blackman and Hornibrook, a close quarterback competition. Blackman with the edge because he, quote-unquote, had the locker room. What does it look like? You've been inside the locker room. What does it look like? What does it feel like when one guy has the locker room? And they fumbled the snap. Hornibrook trying to scoop it up, and Dusty, they're going to end up all the way back at the 35-yard line. But, yeah, you mentioned it. He got here in May, shortly after he graduated from Wisconsin. So he's had some time to get acclimated.
Kendall Briles, the offensive coordinator, told us it was a tough decision down the stretch. And again, the reason we're seeing him today is because his ability to create, to extend plays, which we've seen on display several times.
They lost 16 on that errant snap. Meanwhile, Blackman is still being tended to in the tent on the sidelines. 3rd and 26. Well, that was a huge play, backing them all the way up to where they are now. Out to the edge, complete to Helton. And Helton pushed out of bounds at about the 24. There's a look at Blackman. Olivia has more.
Yeah, now on the bike, that's a good sign. He was in the tent a long time, and teammates were coming up to the tent, speaking to him through the netting, saying, "We love you, man. Hang in there." Really powerful stuff. Meanwhile, Hornibrook taking control, talking to the offensive line, which I did not see him do in the first half, and even the crowd chanting his name at times. So quite a difference here.
Interesting, Olivia. Not sure if Blackman might come back to this game, but Hornibrook put the ball down to 25. A 41-yard field goal attempt by Ricky Aguayo, who is now 0 for 3. He's having a bad day kicking field goals, and the Boo Birds showering him with boos. Louisville dodging another one when we come back. And welcome back, everyone. The Florida State Seminoles missed a field goal a moment ago. Cunningham looking to take a shot. Eluding harm. Malik, the magician, finally run out of bounds at the 28-yard line, but man, he ends up picking up about 4 yards. And that's part of the reason why they elected to go with a healthy Cunningham as opposed to maybe giving a shot to Evan Connolly, the true freshman. Malik Cunningham making a couple of guys miss on that play. Remember, he started a handful of games a season ago for the Cardinals. A team that went 2-10. Nice run by Hassan Hall, who squared those shoulders and picked up the first down with a 7-yard gain.
Backup quarterback Evan Conley on the sidelines, but those holes continue to get bigger and bigger. That's just a stretch to the right. And as you mentioned, Hassan Hall has patience, squares his shoulders, and hits it downhill for a nice pickup.
Cardinals looking to snap an 8-game conference losing streak. Cunningham directing the offense, completes it to Martin, and Martin broke a couple of tackles. And 2 yards short of the first down. There's a look at the schedule as it stacks up. Got Boston College next after a bye week. So with any good fortune, they'll get Juwan Puma Pass back at quarterback. Tell you what, though, Malik Cunningham doing a decent job here this afternoon. Under some tough circumstances. Hall close to the first down. Going to be a few inches short. Blackman is getting loose and staying loose on the bike. And they're going to get the first down on 3rd and short. Hawkins took the handoff, and they move the chains. Nasril Dean, the starting safety, played his first snap on that play. And what does that do for their defense, Dusty? He's a key part, right?
Absolutely. Leading tackler from a season ago. Big, long, athletic. I think it gives you confidence, and you just love having a playmaker like that on the field for your defense. Oh, he's open on the wheel.
Wide open. Complete downfield. Ford out of the backfield, and it's 1st and goal for the Cardinals. Here come Louisville. 48 yards on the gain.
Hate to say it, but they took advantage of the veteran safety right there. Ran the wheel route with the tight end.
Hand up, and now Cunningham keeps it, puts his hat down, extending the ball, touchdown! Cunningham with the score.
The question is going to be, did he cross the line before the ball starts to move and gets knocked out by Nasruddin? I'm going to say it did, because he has possession there, then it starts to move, and really it comes loose once his hands hit the ground. It's going to be a close call. I think the best shot we had is the first one we showed from the side.
Yeah.
You can piece this together in real time. And remember, just the nose of the football has to cross the plane, the front edge of the goal line, for it to be a touchdown.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
Yep. And the margin is down to 5. Cunningham with his second rushing touchdown this season, the 7th of his career.
And you have to start to wonder, as a Florida State player, as a coach, what's going on in your mind? Is it here we go again?
Yep.
With Louisville now trying to make it a 10-0 lead in the second half.
We're looking at James Blackman's right leg. Meanwhile, a look of concern, a lugubrious look etched across the countenance of the fans here at Doak Campbell Stadium.
I'm gonna have to get my thesaurus or dictionary for lugubrious. You got me over here thinking, whoa.
Gloomy, gloomy. Here we go again, gloomy. The sky is falling type of look. Here's Helton on the return.
Wait, hey, you may know what lugubrious means, but
yes.
After this snap, I got a question. We'll see how smart you are, Mark Jones.
Oh, he's going to bring that fire again on me, folks. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hornibrook at the helm, and Akers into the boundary with a great run. A determined, spirited run. Finally knocked out of bounds by pass. 18 yards for Akers.
Feed that man. Got to be a focal point. Mark,
yes.
Do you know what the T in T-Pain means, Mr. Lugubrious?
Oh, man. That's my favorite rapper, too. He actually went to Florida State. I have to think about that. Hornibrook. There's no T in Hornibrook. I would say terrific.
Well, you're on
Tavares.
it. Come on.
Tavares.
Where is Florida State?
Tallahassee.
Bam! There it is.
Really?
That's right.
Did not know that.
Tallahassee
Just
Pain.
went by T-Pain.
Come on, man. Stick with me. I'll teach you all kinds of things. Just not words.
I do have to hang with you more. Down the middle. Goldwire making the stop on the play. Akers on the run.
Speaking of pain, James Blackman left this game earlier with what we think is a lower leg injury on the bike, and you see him with his head down over there in pain. Alex Hornibrook has taken over here in the second half.
3rd down and 1. The grad transfer from Wisconsin wisely throws it away. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. Good pressure by Yasir Abdullah. I know Olivia's got solid rap game. Tell me more about T-Pain there, Olivia.
Well, his best rhyme ever, I think, is rhyming mansion with Wisconsin. So speaking of Hornibrook, Wisconsin, you know, he says, I can put you in a mansion somewhere in Wisconsin. Don't forget.
See, Olivia got the lyric game, too. That was smooth. I remember that. Down to the 15-yard line.
Dude, I can't tell you how big this drive is for this Florida State defense. They need a stop.
Hawkins running over Mekhi Becton, picked up 7 yards on the play. Running to the left side of that offensive line.
I was going to say, feel like a broken record. Big hole off the left side. Staple of this offense. Just a stretch to the left side. And quality run on first down by Javian Hawkins.
Hawkins only played in 3 games last year. Had 2 carries, and 1 of them was a fumble. But Louisville in the midst of a 17-0 run to close to within 4 for Florida State. Florida State has surrendered leads in all 3 of their games so far. Late. And their fans more than concerned. It's not going to be easy. Will their home team be able to close the deal here? They'll be pleading for a positive result when we come back. Cardinals with a first down. Hawkins on the run. Start of the fourth quarter underway. Mark Jones chopping it up with Dusty Dvorak. Olivia Decker down in the field. Florida State came into the game 1-2 and looking to be able to hold on in the fourth quarter. That has been the bane of their season so far. Malik Cunningham slinging it on the post. Caught! Room service from here. Des Fitzgerald, touchdown! He beat Asante Samuel for the 74-yard touchdown.
Wow! What a play. No flags on the field. Louisville down 21-0 at the end of one. Has stuck in it, has played tough, and has taken a 23-21 lead to start this fourth quarter. Wow, what a throw by Malik Cunningham on the deep post. And he finds Des Fitzpatrick, who is draped on by Asante Samuel. What a turn of events here in Tallahassee.
There is a deafening silence here at Doak Campbell Stadium, folks. Believe me when I tell you, this place is like a tomb. There's your evidence. He's not happy.
Well, it's good on good. Des Fitzpatrick going to be matched up on Asante Samuel. They wanted to go with the deep post from the get-go. Protection is key here. Max protection, keep it tight in, keep it back in. Nice pocket for Malik Cunningham to step into the throw. Coverage is good. Asante Samuel tries to undercut the route. When you gamble and miss, bad things happen. The concentration was outstanding by Des Fitzpatrick as he strolls into the end zone and gives Louisville their first lead of the ball game.
That was the longest pass of the season and play of the season for the Cardinals. Matthews now sets in the backfield. They run the jet sweep and blown up in the backfield by Burns. Wow. Trayshawn Harrison took it and took a hit. Good call by Brian Brown, the defensive coordinator.
Rajay Burns, you'll see him come right off the edge. Keeps that upfield shoulder, makes an excellent tackle. So much pressure on the quarterback and really nowhere to run since.
Waterbrook over the middle. Great catch up high by DJ Matthews.
He took the elevator to the high level, climbed the ladder, went up and got an excellent grab by DJ Matthews in the middle of the field.
24-yard gain, 1st and 10. Out to the 39. Under 8 minutes to go for the Seminoles, trailing by 3. Akers brought down right near the line of scrimmage by Connie Pass.
See another aggressive play call by Brian Brown, bringing his safety. Kane Pass up at the line of scrimmage, coming off the edge, unblocked. Making a tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
Waterbrook gets rid of it quickly, wide open. Busted coverage, Terry. Room service, touchdown, Seminoles.
It pays to have a veteran who's won 26 games as a starter. Cornerback blitz, busted coverage, nobody gets over the top, and Alex Hornibrook identifies it and finds a wide open Tamarian Terry for a huge touchdown and another Seminole lead.
He's their big playmaker. He's their 9-route guy, their go route guy. 2nd touchdown catch of the season, the 10th of his career. at the most important time of the game. Hornibrook. He's won 26 games, an Orange Bowl with the Badgers, but he's doing it Seminole style now. Back after this.
Wisconsin grad transfer quarterback Alex Hornibrook leads his second scoring drive of the game. He hadn't played in a game in almost 10 months. Dusty, he was telling us yesterday at practice that he feels like every practice is like a game. He was so ready for that moment. This is his first season missing spring ball. That was huge for him.
Yeah, he didn't get down here until he graduated from Wisconsin. Let's check. All right, thanks a lot, Matt. 7:25 to go here in Tallahassee. In what has been a very tumultuous week for the Seminoles. Cunningham fumbles a snap. And the Cardinals pounce on the loose ball back at the 16-yard line. It was Hawkins who was there to scoop it up. But they'll lose a bunch of yards on first down. Started to talk about what's transpired here in Tallahassee. They come in 1-2. A lot of heat on this relatively new coaching staff headed by Willie Taggart. Disappointing losses to Boise State at home, and then last week against Virginia, albeit a ranked team. And a close one in between to Savannah State. They need a win here this afternoon. That pass incomplete. Good pressure by Durden. They need a win for positive vibes. Willie Taggart has lamented the fact that he feels they are very close.
Tutu Atwell working here in the slot. Their marquee playmaker, big play guy. Could try to be safe and run a screen, and if not,
they got to get to the 35. Cunningham flushed out, stayed on his feet miraculously, then finally tackled at the 22. So the defense responds. This is as loud and as boisterous and as vociferous as it has been at Doak Campbell all afternoon.
The tomahawk chop in full effect. An excellent job by Harlan Barnett's defense coming up with a stop after the offense gave him a crucial touchdown. Man, just when you thought Louisville had seized all control of this game, Florida State now back in control.
Mason King with a returnable punt here. Matthews, and brought down, looking for a flag and a face mask. He'll get one. Up to the offense now to put this game on ice.
Remember, Willie Taggart talked about a 4-minute offense. I'd be surprised if we don't see a steady dose of Cam Akers. As a matter of fact, Cam Akers is going to get the direct snap.
Gonna run him out of the Wildcat here.
And he can throw it. They've done some throwback passes. He's a very capable thrower, not just a runner.
He fakes the throw, then tucks it under. Akers running behind those blockers out on the edges. Alex Hornibrook back in at quarterback after that 9-yard gain.
You shouldn't snap this before 2 or 3 seconds. Milk it for all it's worth.
Akers off the play fake. Over the middle, that's Tamarian Terry. The ball came loose.
I thought he was down.
Well, they're saying that he was down first. 12-yard gain. And now did the official signal Louisville ball?
RPO, run
looked like
pass
he was
option.
Down.
Down.
Yeah, he's down right there, and he's got the ball.
Florida State football. My only thing here, and I know that this offense is all about tempo and go as fast as we can, but at what point do you sit back, and if you're Kendall Briles, do you just tell him, let's wait a second and let's milk this clock a little bit?
Hornibrook pulls it out. A good tackle back at the 28-yard line by Pass. Made the stop on Trayshawn Harrison. And the clock running. Louisville with 3 timeouts remaining here in the second half still. Cardinals looking for their first conference win in 9 games. 2nd and 14 Seminoles. Oh, terrible snap. Akers making some lemonade out of that.
I thought it was a double hitch by the center.
I've never seen it come out like that. That was different. 8-yard gain for Akers. 3rd and 5.
Making something out of nothing. Nothing there. A little spin move. Power from Cam Akers.
And you saw him talk to his center, I think, right there.
And this is smart. Slow it down a little bit. There's no hurry.
Bavion Johnson, the center.
Under 4 minutes. Make them use their timeouts. Milk this clock.
That snap a lot cleaner. Wonderful delivers a strike. Matthews dancing over there on the sidelines, brought down at the 11. They move the chains, though. 3.5 to go.
Alex Hornibrook stares down his receiver the whole time. He knew where he was going. DJ Matthews on the out route. There you go. And to me, this is Willie Taggart over there telling Kendall Briles, we're going to slow this down. Right? We talked to him. He said, we got to be able to run a 4-minute offense. We've got to be able to grind this out. And if Kendall wasn't going to do it, Willie was going to go there and say, hey, now, we got to slow down.
Under 3 minutes. Akers keeping it on the ground and the clock running. Akers picks up about 3 on the play. And we said at the top of the show that Akers, they wanted him to get 25 touches. He's got 25 carries after that
first of the half.
2nd and goal coming up.
And this is what you do, though. You force Louisville to use their timeouts.
Extra Yard for Teachers Week is an annual celebration led by College Football Playoff Foundation that honors great teachers across the country. To learn more about Extra Yard for Teachers, follow CFP Extra Yard or search the hashtag Extra Yard Week. Akers again. We got some activity going on after the whistle.
Bottom of your screen. Again, this is after the play. I just happened to see it live, so I was just worried for the young man because he's a really good player. He gets a great block. But watch him after the play. And I know that guy's got him by the leg, but you start swinging arms, and it's got to be careful. You have to understand the situation and what a penalty in that moment could potentially do to your team and this game.
3rd and goal. Flip hands it off to Akers. Made a nice cut. Put his hat down. And the mass of humanity comes to a halt at the 2-yard line with under 2.5 minutes to go. 4th and goal and a timeout called by Louisville. From 18 yards out, he's missed from 51, 47, and 41 tonight. This one is good. And Aguayo makes it a 7-point game. There's a flag down. Somebody may have run into him.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Number 12. Defense. Half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
Wow. We talked to Willie Taggart about his team making crucial, punitive mistakes late in games. It's not his team this time. It's Louisville.
Yeah.
As they get a roughing the kicker penalty. Marlon Character hits the kicking leg.
So they take the points off the board.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's back to a 4-point game. No timeouts remaining for Louisville. They've used up their full complement. I don't think Aguayo can be too mad at that coming off the board because his team is in a better situation now to ice this one.
Got to be Cam Akers here, right? No question.
Feed number 3. He didn't get to eat on that one. Pass with the first one to make it there.
They can't stop the clock.
Nope. Little over 2 minutes to go. 2nd and goal coming up.
And this is why you slow down your tempo, to force Louisville to use their timeouts. And now they're in a situation where if they score, obviously they're up 2 scores. If not, they're going to be able to milk this clock down to virtually nothing left.
Play clock is at 15 right now. Under 2 minutes to go, 1:50 to play. Going to be very methodical and burn as much as they can. The play clock at 3. Hornibrook, Akers, touchdown Florida State. And Akers swagged it out in the end zone a little bit. And a huge exhale for Willie Taggart on the sidelines.
We knew Cam Akers was going to be featured heavily today. 29 carries, a career-high 3 touchdowns, and maybe a season-type saving touchdown to put Florida State up 2 scores late in this ball game. Feed number 3. We heard it from Kendall Briles. We heard it from Willie Taggart. We knew, talking to defensive coordinator Brian Brown, that was the key. And Cam Akers shows up big when he has to. What a huge mistake by Marlon Character with the personal foul, roughing the kicker.
Well, sometimes it takes some scars to learn the right lessons. And as we watch Akers, who scored the touchdown a moment ago, Florida State certainly has its scars, but they trailed 24-21 in the 4th quarter here and have shown a lot of resilience to come back when they could have let go of the rope a little bit, Dusty, and they didn't.
Resiliency's the word. I give this football team a ton of credit. They're up 21. Louisville goes on a 24-0 run. They're moving the football, going in to score again, and it seemed like they had lost all life. The stadium was silent, and all of a sudden, as you said, they held onto the rope. They dug down deep. They get a play from their safety, Cyrus Fagan. They get a play from Alex Hornibrook, the backup quarterback, makes a big touchdown pass to a wide-open Terry, and all of a sudden, it was Louisville making the costly mistakes, not the Florida State Seminoles. Willie Taggart is going to have to be very proud of his football team after the resiliency they've shown throughout 4 quarters in this ball game.
Malik Cunningham at times has been brilliant, but that time sacked, and the ball pops loose. They're going to say that he was down.
Running on the field, it's that the quarterback was down prior to losing possession. 2nd down.
2nd down coming up. Louisville is out of timeouts, remember, with 1:16 to go.
Big Marvin Wilson.
Cunningham swallowed again, engulfed. Back of the 13 by Durden.
Corey Durden been getting after him all day, the big defensive end. They had a great first half. They kind of fell asleep for a little bit in the 3rd and 4th quarter, but they've woken up when they needed to. Marvin Wilson, the leader of this defense, gets the sack on the play before. He gets in on it late there. This defensive line been alive for a lot of today.
Cunningham completes the receiver screen to Atwell. Tutu Atwell blew a tire. Looks like somebody lost a shoe out there. Yeah, Tutu lost a shoe. 36 seconds to go, Louisville with no timeouts. You got your best weapon in getting a pit stop right now. Changing a tire.
He just ran out of his shoes. Man, so fast his shoes can't contain him.
I wouldn't know nothing about that. You might. 4th and 3. Atwell's going to watch this one from the sidelines. Cunningham throws a dart complete at midfield down to the 47 to Des Fitzpatrick, who has a touchdown reception today. 31 seconds to go, a 20-yard gain.
They substituted, so you have to allow the defense to substitute as well.
Seminoles just ran a man out of the field. Pass complete.
Got to get out of bounds.
1st down at the 37. Fitzpatrick with another catch.
Clock's
10 seconds to go.
Now.
No, they're in trouble. This one is cooked, glazed, and ready to be sliced. Cunningham finally spikes it with 4 seconds to go. Down 11 points.
He talked about Willie Taggart and his football team and how proud he's going to be of the way his team didn't quit, continued to fight, and found a way to finish a game better than they've done all season long. Fourth quarter's been talked about so much, and they've got a lot to be proud of, and we'll find out what's going on with James Blackman. But Alex Hornibrook, in his first action as a Seminole quarterback, you've got to be proud of the way he stepped up and played at a high level. And I think on the other side, if you're Scott Satterfield, you saw a lot of resiliency from your team too. They couldn't finish the deal, but down 21-0 on the road against a team like Florida State, the caliber of their players, the way they fought, I still think he's a heck of a football coach. And if you're a Louisville Cardinal fan, you got a good coach, and this program is headed in the right direction.
Cunningham. Got to heave it into the end zone. He'll be sacked. And the ball comes loose. And the Seminoles defense will recover. Who else appropriate that Marvin Wilson would fall on the loose ball? Seminoles win it 35-24. Stay tuned for Oregon Stanford next on ESPN. For Olivia and Dusty and our crew, I'm Mark Jones. So long. Back to Matt in the studio.